We worked to collaborate with 400 Feet on this, and we saw all the different challenges that women face, from imposter syndrome, from companies being asked, can we see the actual manager when they're looking at the manager of the organization. So it takes determination and resilience.
Should we expect to see some of these drones flying very soon across Africa? That's
our goal. Absolutely. So we're welcoming funding partners. We are starting up alliances exactly for that reason. We're targeting Kenya, but are also looking at other countries.
What keeps drones doing good for drones mean for an average African?
Sorry, repeat the question?
What does this project mean for an average person, like a farmer who wants to use drones maybe to improve their crop productivity?
Yeah, so the drones can do so many things. So we specifically built it to be multi-purpose. So for farmers, it can help to increase their crop yields. It can allow them to know the yield estimations. It can allow them to make sure that they're using as few inputs as needed, so saving costs in that way. It's also good for many other areas. We're working on a collaboration at the moment where we use drones and AI to help with flooding and search and rescue missions. So, you know, the opportunities are endless. We're really at just the beginning of all of this.
Well, unfortunately, we've run out of time, but Tendai Pasanojika, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah. Tendai Pasanojika is the co-founder of Drones Are Doing Good Alliance. That's today's Take a Report. Back to you.
Thanks, Paul. Be sure to join Paul Ndiho each Wednesday for another tech report right here on Africa 54. And that's our show for today. Be sure to watch Africa 54 on our website at voaafrica.com. From all of us here in Washington, thanks for watching.
This is the news update on NTA International. I am Norlene Ebel Ame. Nigeria-Morocco Business Week has ended with a renewed commitment to strengthening trade and investment between the two countries. At the end of the business forum, the Nigerian delegation expressed optimism that the several deals of cooperation, especially in the automobile sector, will help Nigeria advance the sector to contribute to economic growth. Director General of the Nigerian Technical Aid Corps, Dr. Yusuf Buba Yakub, said that President Bola Tinubu, since assuming the leadership of Nigeria, can take interest in the educational and professional development of all Africans because of its impact on the growth of the continent. He spoke in Abuja during the ceremony for the deployment of 15 Technical Aid Corps volunteers to Uganda and Rwanda. He urged the volunteers to see the opportunity as one to serve their country and humanity, reminding them that they were selected by merit as some of the best crops of professionals in their fields of endeavor. They will serve in Rwanda and Uganda universities in the next 2 years. The president of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Aliu Taure, has met with members of the Economic Affairs Standing Committee of ECOWAS Permanent Representatives Committee, PRC, led by its chairman and High Commissioner of the Gambia to Nigeria and a permanent representative to ECOWAS, Muhammadu Musa Inji, in Abuja. The Economic Affairs Standing Committee serves as an advisory body for providing effective mechanism for advising, monitoring and identifying any obstacles or challenges that may hinder the implementation of policies, decisions and agreements adopted by the ECOWAS Council of Ministers and the authority of heads of state and government. Troops on 30th of October 2024 rescued one Dr. Ganiat Bobola Falorunmi Abdul, her husband, squadron leader Nuruddin Abiodun Bobola, and several other abductees along on 27th September 2023 at the National Eye Center in Kaduna. In a statement by the Director Defense and Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, troops subsequently rescued the husband on March 2024. Troops also rescued several other victims and a terrorist hostage in the North Central Theater of Operations. Those are the news trending at this time. Thank you for being there. I am Nolene Ebel Ame. Good afternoon.
Seven new ministers screened and confirmed by Senate as the bill seeking mandatory inclusion of portfolios in the nomination list of president and governors passes second reading at the House of Representatives. Also on political updates, Nigeria Governors Forum seeks an end to the country's economic challenges. And in Ondo State, with political activities in top gear ahead of the governorship election, INEC pledges commitment to free, fair and credible polls. So this and more on political update. I am Victor, as welcome to the program. The Nigeria Governors Forum is bolstering ties with leaders in economic, health and security sectors to tackle pressing national issues with fresh, innovative approaches. Now, this momentum gained ground at the forum's recent session at its Abuja secretariat.
Few deputies and the former Vice President of Nigeria, Mohammed Namadi Sambo, started arriving the Secretariat of the Nigerian Governors Forum shortly after attending a meeting of the National Council of Traditional Rulers held at the State House to review reports on issues of urgent national importance. And the session went closed door, which lasted several hours, with African Medical Center of Excellence funded by Afrexim Bank to manage cardiovascular illnesses, and the nation's fuel situation dominate deliberations.
And it's going to be a referral center of excellence for all medical challenges. We also received the Chief Executive Officer of NMPC, who briefed us on the total subsidy removal.
The forum also received a briefing from offices of the National Security Advisor and Department of Security Services on better ways to foster synergy in protecting lives and safeguarding property of Nigerians. Nigeria Governors Forum, chaired by the Governor of Kwara State, Abdulrazak Abdulrahman, commends President Tinubu's reforms under the Renewed Hope agenda and appeals to Nigerians to be patient as steps have been taken to solve fuel crisis and make living affordable.
And from the legislature comes the story that Senate on Wednesday screened and confirmed 7 ministers appointed last week by President Tinubu in an exercise that lasted hours in the Red Chamber.
Is hereby confirmed as a minister of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The 7 ministers screened and confirmed by the Senate, comprising 4 men and 3 women.
The issue of poverty reduction is a wholesome challenge that involves almost everybody. We align with the ideals and aspirations of Mr. President.
Ensuring that missions abroad actually reflect the true magnitude of Nigeria's standing.
I promise to serve this country to the best of my ability.
To create productive jobs through vibrant domestic industry.
We believe that feed and water is livestock. You can have grass where there's no animals, but you can't have animals where there are no grasses.
And I assure you, if confirmed, my drive will be towards actualizing this administration agenda on education.
The screening and confirmation exercise is as provided in Section 147 of the Constitution.
Let me congratulate all the nominees for this elevation.
By this confirmation, the number of ministers in the cabinet of President Tinubu stands at 47.
And earlier on, Fisayo Ogunfuyi had an interview with the SSA on media to the APC national chairman. Let's get that.
What it means is that they all have a job to do. There's only one agenda, and that agenda is to deliver good governance to Nigerian people. And that is what President Bola Tinubu is committed to. He's committed to revamping the economy, is committed to expanding our infrastructure stock, whether road, rail, port. Is committed to enhancing and improving our national security so that Nigerians anywhere in this country, in every community, can go about their daily business unmolested and without any let or hindrance. So those are the things that the ministers and the entire cabinet will be focusing on going forward.
All right, we've seen new names going to the Senate. What are your expectations, first as a Nigerian, of course, part of this government in terms of hitting the ground running, and perhaps also putting the energy you have spoken about into the initiatives, plans and programs of the current administration?
Well, the expectation is that they are coming with vigor, they are coming with their own idea, they are coming with their own initiative that will operate within the 8th framework or the 8th agenda of the president. So they are coming with fresh impetus, and we know that they are coming on board, we significantly add value to the administration.
All right, and very quickly, in terms of key sectors of the economy, we understand of the administration also looking at the general plight of Nigerians, reducing the cost of governance, and also elevating, some of the dire straits of Nigerians. At this time, what will be your message to Nigerians as your government is entering more and more into the second year, and of course, the time is not the friend of the new guys in the saddle?
Well, the major pressure, I would say, we all have now is the cost of living, which is high food inflation, and the government is working to bring that down. And before the end of the year, we are going to see, of course, prices are moderating, prices are coming down, and before the end of the year, prices of goods of staple foods, because we are entering harvest season, we also come down significantly. Don't also forget that the president also approved the duty waivers and some tax exemptions on food import. So as all of that kick in, we will see significant drop in inflation. And in terms of specific, what Nigeria should expect going in the next, as we go into second year, Nigeria should expect a better quality of life. Nigeria should expect better improved infrastructure. Nigeria should expect that the economy will begin to simmer down and standard of living will begin to improve. And let me quickly add to that in the President October 1 speech, he mentioned that the administration is committed to working with state government and local government to cultivate 10 million hectares of land across the country to produce food. At the moment, over 2,000 tractors have been ordered, and they will even be assembled in Nigeria. So the government is focused on increasing food production in the next 1 year. So those are the things Nigeria should look out for, and they should look out for improved infrastructure going forward.
All right, that was Temitokpe Ajayi, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, and not the APC National Chairman. So moving on, the House of Representatives is passed for second reading a bill mandating that portfolios accompany the President's and Governor's ministerial and commissioner nominations. Now, in addition, a bill proposing to raise the retirement age for health workers also advanced during Thursday's plenary.
The bill proposing that the President and state governors should attach portfolios when nominating ministers and commissioners received the support of lawmakers and consequent referral to the Committee on Constitution Review.
Before a nomination is being sent to the National Assembly, it must be accompanied with portfolio.
A situation where ministers are presented to you, you don't even know the portfolio and the qualification of the person, you are bound to start asking general questions.
I can still come on.
It was some heated debate before the second reading of the bill seeking extension of the retirement age of health workers.
Extend their service years from 60 to 65 years and 35 to 40 years.
It is proper to retire when you can go home and farm and do some other things.
The people that are living for Japa or whatever you call it, they are young men. People that are beyond the ages of 50, 60, they are ready to stay and sacrifice for this country.
Getting to the age of 60 and you want another age of 5 to be added, even injection syringe the person is going to handle, you see the hand will start shaking.
The eyes have it. To secure our health space, we need to have the experienced doctors in our midst, helping us.
And joining us in the studio is Mohammed Musa Soken, who is National President, APC Initiative for Good Governance. It's a pleasure to welcome you to Political Update.
Thank you for having me.
Now, the new ministers have been screened and confirmed. What are your expectations of the new ministers?
Well, I want to first and foremost thank Mr. President for enormous work he has done in the National Assembly to influence a kind of capable people that will bring a kind of unanimous house where there will be a free, debate of the crew of experts who knows the best. Had it mean there is no good governance and people that matters in the National Assembly, it could have been a divided house and will not be experiencing what we are getting now. So having said that, we talk about people that have the expertise knowledge at all times in governance. If you see the profile of all these ministers that are nominated, they have proficient and experience in their various ministries where they are being incorporated. If you look at, for instance, in the Ministry of Education, Alausa having been state minister before, and he has worked severally in the, outside the country where he have garnered so much experience in the medical cycle. And he is going to use that to create a kind of innovation in the education system where children are going to be trained in several areas to come with a very good output to better the educational system in the country.
In other words, expectations are quite high. And now, democracy and inclusive governance are essential for ensuring that power is distributed equitably and for all citizens to have a voice in decision-making process. So would you classify the steps by the Nigeria Governors Forum to interface with key economic players as demonstration of inclusive governance?
The governors have taken a bold step towards ensuring good governance in this country. The innovation and other, inputs they intend to carry along in order to leverage the suffering of the masses is something very credible. This is what we have been expecting from the governors. They should take proactive steps towards ensuring that the common people get the best out of governance. Of recent, we have been talking about the local government autonomy, where it will be a kind of credit to them. It will lessen the work on them. They will now concentrate on the issue of state level to ensure that they give the people the best. Because if they focus on the governance in the state level, with the diversification in the area of the local authority to be able to be on their own, it will go a long way to give them more time to concentrate and ensure that people have the best of what is needed of them in governance at the state level.
And in your opinion, are there other sectors that should be part of the consultation to ensure that all citizens have a voice in the decision-making processes?
Yes, of course. One of the integral aspects of governance is inclusivity. And Mr. President, as someone who has experience and skill in the governing cycle, he has ensured that he included people from all around the country. Let me take, for instance, the inclusion of Bianca Ojukwu. I think this is going to be a kind of heal to warm of the then Biafra, issue. It is going to bring so many people to support this government, which is what we are yearning for. The indivisibility of this country is very, very essential. We should be looking at all diocese, all avenue that is going to unite this country. Because it's only through unity, peace, that we are going to get the progress of this nation we are striving. So there is a very good step by Mr. President to bring all manners of people from across the country to represent their people in order to ensure that good governance trained down to their people.
All right, Mohammed Musa Shoke, let's put you on hold here just to get some other trending stories. And now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it is set for the November 16, 2024 governorship election in Ondo State. And this assurance came during Nigeria's Civil Society Situation Room dialogue session with INEC's Ondo State Resident Electoral Commissioner and the police ahead of the election.
These have flashpoints in the state.
This dialogue session held in Abuja provides an opportunity for civil society groups preparing to observe the upcoming governorship election in Ondo State to interact with the resident electoral commissioner and the police towards addressing some of the issues that may arise during the November 16 election. It also aims at enabling stakeholders to deliberate and agree on strategies to engage the process and promote a peaceful and credible governorship election.
We hope that some of the weaknesses and lapses that we saw in Edo State, for instance, will not repeat.
I wish to state that INEC Ondo State is fully geared up for the conduct of the 2024 Ondo State governorship election, scheduled to hold on 16th November 2024. And to ensure a seamless and successful electoral process, we have implemented proactive measures, including working ahead of timelines, applying lessons learned from previous elections.
The dialogue session between Situation Room, INEC and other critical partners is supported by the United Kingdom Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office.
And the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has appealed to Nigerians to remain faithful to the policies and programs of the current administration's reforms, which are designed and are being implemented to lead Nigeria to the desired destination of unlimited prosperity.
In view of the recent reforms, particularly the cabinet reshuffle, the federal government communication team led by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, at the end of a strategic engagement on critical national issues, roll out its plan to sustain the tempo in propagating activities of the government.
We're streamlining our strategy to inform Nigerians more about what we do. Of course, this is not the first time that this is happening. You know that we hold the periodic ministerial press briefings that we intend to continue with. We also want to continue with the town hall meetings that we have started. Very soon the National Communications team will go to the southeastern part of the country to engage with Nigerians in town hall meetings so that we take to them, to their doorstep, the message of Mr. President and his government, and we'll also hear from them firsthand what their reaction and their observations are about policies and programs of government so that we bring it back to government. Some of these reform processes ought to have started maybe 2-3 decades ago, but the President has taken them, and like I said, we will deliver. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is determined to deliver on all these promises.
All right, let's get back to Mohammed Musa Soke, who is chairman of the APC Initiative for Good Governance. You see that Ondo State is ready and raring to go for the governorship election. Are there lessons to learn from the Edo State, I beg your pardon, election that can be brought on board to the Ondo State governorship election?
As we prepare towards this election, the lesson learned is unity of purpose. In order to ensure that we in the APC most particularly win this election, there must be unity in the party. And that has always been the case with APC. A unanimous house with unity in progress, by the special grace of God, we are going to achieve the target, which is to win the election. So,
and what is your organization, the APC Initiative for Good Governance, bringing to the table with regards to good governance, regarding this APC government and the nation?
APC Initiative for Good Governance has been always consistent and persistent in bringing out their expertise knowledge. We have professors and professionals in different fields. One of the steps we have taken is the support we receive from His Excellency Senator Dr. George Akume, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, who have supported us. And now we have published a book titled Pathway to Economic and Social Development in Nigeria, a guide to APC government. This is an 18-chapter book that bring about so many professors in different fields all across the world. Professors from Nigeria that are serving in different parts of the world, deem it fit that they should come together with the knowledge they have, provide something that is going to be used as a kind of manual of operation to contribute their quota in order to see that the economy downtown in the country is being uplifted and people are going to have the best, and all areas and sectors of the economy is going to be improved. There will be enhancement in the agricultural sector and the educational sector, even a curriculum. Much has been said about the curriculum in the educational sector in order to empower the youth, whether they have been able to get appointment or not at the end of their studies.
All right. Mohamed Musa Shoka, safe to say you are the leader of men, given the caliber of people in the ranks of your organization. It's been a pleasure hosting you again on Political Update. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you again on Tuesday when we return with another edition of Political Update. I am Victor Azul. See you next time.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Nigeria is blessed with iconic wildlife. Elephants, gorillas, pangolins, and so much more. But these beautiful animals are threatened by illegal logging and poaching. And we will lose our national heritage if we don't stand up for wildlife. So please report wildlife crimes and say no to illegal bushmeat, because protecting nature protects our future.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Hey friends, welcome to Kiddies World. My name is Oguntaya Justina, and here with me is
Almighty with Aaron said, and as usual, we have lots of fun and exciting things for you today. But first off, let's go on with our exercise so we can stretch our bones for today's activities. Go nowhere.
And when you're done, I'll make you do it down. 3, 2, 1, go! Round 6.
I hope you're all warmed up now and ready for the rest of the program. Well, now we're going to go ask some of our friends what they think could be made out of wood.
Lots of things like furniture, chairs, and your bed.
You can make a lot of things out of wood.
If you can make, what are those things?
Furniture, your bed frame, everything. Wood, firewood, so it's from wood.
I can use wood and make table, chair, like desk for students to use and write, and so on. They use nail. They use nail. Some they use rope. Hammer.
We can make books. We can many things.
now we'll hear what our friends could make with wood. But, Ruth, what can you make out of wood?
Nothing actually, but I'm willing to learn. What about you?
Nothing. But I hope to learn one thing one day in the future. Well, now, for this to go on,
Future on how carpentry can shape our world. Go nowhere.
Carpentry. It is the art of turning simple pieces of wood into something extraordinary. From the chair you sit on to the table where you share your meals with your family. Carpentry touches every part of our daily lives. But carpentry is more than just building objects. It's about crafting dreams. In the hands of a skilled carpenter, wood is transformed piece by piece into something with purpose. Carpentry is creativity in action, where ideas take shape and vision are built. So, the next time you sit on a chair or open a door, remember that behind every piece of wood is a story of hard work, creativity, and the dream of someone who loves to build. In carpentry, it's not just about the wood, it's about building the furniture, one piece at a time.
Well, I'm sure you know how carpentry could shape our world by chairs, tables, beds, and other accessories. Well, now we're going to go on a short break, and when we're back, we shall see our guests. Go nowhere.
Hello friends, welcome to Kiddies World. My name is Omarade with Erse. Here with me is
Oguntayo. I am Kosi Justina, and today we have many fun things in store for you.
I had so much fun and I hope you had fun.
Exactly, it was exciting, especially when I saw the lion, ostriches, and buffaloes.
Welcome back from that break, friends. This is still Kiddies World, and now we're here with one of our mommies, and her name is Chika Evans, and she's the CEO of Chiki Interiors. And one interesting fact is that she is a Nigerian female carpenter. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
So, ma, how did you start?
Okay, first off, I started off this brand a couple of years ago, and the motivation was because I came to understand that as a woman, you are not restricted to a particular point. You are allowed to explore. Yes, my name is Chika Evans. I am an educator and also a professional lady carpenter in Nigeria. I started producing furniture in the year 2029 because at that time, first, of course, I love a very well arranged place, beautiful environment. But going into carpentry, going into furniture production was also because of some circumstances I found myself in at that time. So I needed more funds. So then I was also a class teacher then, but I was equally doing carpentry and being a class teacher. And at some point, carpentry won. So I had to leave the classroom to focus on this one. It's been an amazing journey and I do not take it for granted, and I encourage everyone to do the same.
As a child, do you think you'll become a lady carpenter?
No, growing up, I have always wanted to be a banker, right? And but along the way, life happened to me. I got married when I wasn't supposed to at a very young age. And of course, again, life came and my marriage failed. I became a single mom at a very young age. Being a class teacher, I had just my NCE at that time. So what I did, I went back and told myself, I'm not giving up. Not at all. So I went into teaching. While I was at it, I thought of something else that could give me more money to take care of my 2 kids, and then the carpentry inspiration came in. While I was working, I was training for this job. Close from the office, you go straight to the workshop where I was learning at that time. And even though I didn't see myself doing that when I was growing up, when I got into it, it became awesome. I loved it. The fact that I am doing what people think a woman cannot do made me stand out. Everywhere you go, I am called a lady carpenter for a reason, because I know my onion. I don't just say I am a lady carpenter. I do it. You see me do it.
So, Ma, what's the easiest thing to make?
I think probably upholstery. Yeah, and when I talk about upholstery, I'm talking about the couch, the upholstered bed frames, the ottomans, and the likes of them, okay? So I do upholstery very well. That's my main area of specialization, like where we sit on. I do that very well. It's the easiest.
What are some of the challenges in furniture making?
Okay, like I would say, there is really nothing much. It's just the fact that, sometimes being a lady carpenter takes you away from that girly, you want to be all girly. Sometimes you don't see yourself doing that. It's also overwhelming sometimes because you need to get the perfect design for your customers. You need to go source for fabrics. You need to go source for materials. You need to make sure you're giving them the best. So sometimes you see yourself lost. I used to, most times I just scream and say, I can't even find Chika again. The only person I'm seeing is Chiki Interiors because I'll be so engrossed with work. And if I don't give a client the best, I don't rest. If I get a job right now, that's my challenge. Whenever a customer commits me with their job, with their money, I have sleepless nights because I will make sure I give them the best of design, the best of quality. The idea is when I deliver your job, you're like, wow, you won't regret, because most times they get attracted with the fact that you are a lady and you are doing this. So when they entrust me with their money, I make sure to give them the best.
Wow. So what's the time? Like, how long does it usually take to make a chair?
It depends on the design you are making at that point. We have some very simple, easy designs, like the ones we call the Chesterfield, the ones with the button, the one people call the button design. We can do that in the space of 7 days, just a single chair, like the one they call the King's chair. If we're making that, it will be ready, it can be ready in 5 days. Yeah.
For children having doubts of becoming a furniture maker, what do you have to say to them?
I tell you what's there. Being a furniture maker is the way to go. It is fun. It keeps you straight. It makes you even your own space. I encourage every child to venture into it. I'm not saying other professions are not okay, but while others are thinking, we excel where people think we won't. When you are doing what people think you cannot do, that is the goal, that is the move, that is the push. I will encourage every child to go into it, to pay attention to it, like my own kids, my daughter too. I take her along whenever I'm going to the factory for production and everything. I make sure she looks, I make sure she pays attention, I make sure she picks 1 or 2 things. Do you get? I make sure she picks 1 or 2 things, starting from the measuring, using the measurement tapes and all of that. So I encourage every child to try and, look that way.
Well, thank you so much, Ma. It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you for answering our questions. We've learned so much from you. Thank you for being our guest on the program.
Thank you.
And I hope you have also learned some few things. And now, let's go on with the rest of the program.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our old relative, uncharted Mediffa,
Welcome to Kiddies Zone. My name is Omar Here with me is
the Gentile Empress Justina, and today we have many fun things in store for you.
I had so much fun, and I hope you had fun. Exactly, it was exciting, especially when I saw the lion on cheese and flowers.
Hello friends, welcome to Kiddies Zone. My name is Omar Here with me is
the Gentile Empress Justina, and today we have many fun things in store for you.
I had so much fun, and I hope you had fun. Exactly, it was exciting, especially when I saw the lion on cheese and buffaloes.
Welcome back from that break, friends. This is still Kiddies Zone, and now it's that time again to learn a word. What's that word? I'm not letting the cat out of the bag. Let's go and find out.
Let's learn the word sketch. S-K-E-T-C-H, sketch. A sketch is a simple and quick drawing that shows the basic idea of something.
Well, now I'm sure now you know what this word sketch means and how it could be used in a sentence. But Ruth, can you use the word sketch in a sentence?
Yes, I usually sketch with my pencil. What about you?
I do have one. I normally sketch before I draw. Well, now we've had an amazing time on the program, and it's been so educative.
Yes, it has been so educative and fun, and I hope you had a good time as we did too.
Well, it's time for us to say our goodbyes. I remain Ogunsayo and Percy Justina.
And I still remain Omoide with Erise. See you next time on the program. Bye!
Welcome. It's Weekend Deal.
Art is a way to express many things. It is also a way to deal with feelings that cannot be expressed through typical means like conversations or words. Art gives a way to express your emotion. It is the universal form where the imagination of thought interacts with the physical expression of matter. Art is the diverse range of human activities in creating visual, auditory, or performing artifacts, expressing the author's imaginative, conceptual, technical skills intended to be appreciated for their beauty or emotional power.
Art on its own, from the beginning, has been that thing, that place there where you say you pass corrective messages to people. You understand? You put a correction to the society. They see the ills in the society and they put up some kind of corrective measures.
Yes, I love art because, like you can see today, you could see creativity, you could see the Africanism, let me use the word Africanism. You could see a whole touch of excellence. So it's, I think Abigail has done so well in creating the space of art.
City People too plays around with the subject of African contemporary living and especially the Nigerian experience. Abigail Naji's beautiful pieces features lovely paper cuts, geometric forms, strong, bright colors, gentle strokes, and flowing lines gives the effect of a visually attractive composition that allows the viewer to get a comfortable view with the piece.
I created this artwork to show, the title is Blooming. So you can see there are so many lines and colors. So what I was trying to interpret is that, as a human being, each individual were different. And at some point we begin to get better at what we do. And so that's why I used the title Blooming. That means you're getting better, you're becoming, brighter in everything, every aspect of, your own personal struggle. Because I did it based on the theme of the exhibition, which is City People, and talking about people are different, everybody is different with different struggles in life, and that's why we came to the city to find our own parts and to be able to get a better life as well.
Abigail's work has been excellent so far. She puts in a lot of details to the uses of colors, acrylic on papers and canvas and all the stuff like that. It's beautiful. You see girl standing alone. But for tonight, one of the most amazing pieces I've seen here is the violinist. All right? Yeah, so I mean, it's amazing because I love music, and the sound from the violin oftentimes pleases the ear. So it's amazing for me to celebrate with her today, and to actually look at paintings I might actually collect.
Well, Abigail's work's very exciting. It's very vivid in colour, but when you hear the description of what she's trying to achieve here about that contrast with working in the city and family and so forth, it's really exciting to see that modern take on where Nigeria is today. So I'm visiting the country for a few months, and it's fascinating to meet young artists who've got a different thing to say about life here and how it seems to them.
Every city person has a home where he or she comes from, and as much as we live in the city and build the city, it can never be compared to where the heart is, which is the home. No matter how long it takes, no matter how much we get acquainted with the city, essentially, we should never forget our roots.
For this particular exhibition, I call the City People. City People is about people who have left their settlements, their villages, their hometown to look for a better life in the city. And some of them have gone through so much struggling, working day and night, because they have people who they've left behind, who they want to also give a better life, probably give them better education. Probably some of them have parents they've left at home and they also want to maybe build houses for them.
The afro attracted me to it because my hair is that full, so I just feel it's something I can relate to. I feel it's me in a way.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
Our music is one of our greatest exports, but our wildlife could be another great industry if we protect it for future generations. Right now,
Nigeria-Morocco Business Week ends with renewed assurance towards strengthening trade and investment between both countries. Federal government launches 9-month window to allow Nigerians deposit undisclosed foreign currencies in banks. Plus, oil climbs to more than $1 on reports of Iran preparing strike on Israel. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Our discussion segment focuses on that spark Nigerian businesses need to thrive, as we will be taking a look at interventions in the MSME subsector. I am Benny Adams, your guide. Good to have you join us at this time, and I'll say welcome to December. Now, did I say December? November. Now, Nigeria-Morocco Business Week has ended with a renewed commitment to strengthening trade and investment between the two countries. Musa Abubakar reports.
It's the last day of the Nigeria-Morocco Business Week, and the investment delegation from Nigeria are still engaging Moroccan businesses on possible partnerships. The automotive sector is one key area the Nigeria Automotive Design and Development Council is keen to reposition with visit like this.
We have a lot of lithium in Nigeria, which means we only need little thing to bring in, and with the lithium we'll be able to produce the battery they are producing here. So we want to learn from them. We want them to come and cooperate with us. We want to start having that exchange of idea and then transfer of technology.
As of 2023, Morocco ranked first on the African continent's car exports with a value of around $6.4 billion. This has aroused Nigeria's appetite to collaborate with their Moroccan counterparts with a view to strengthening the automotive sector.
We make two wheels electric motorcycles, we make three wheels motorcycles. And we'll be more than happy, to transfer, our know-how in these things and have a cooperation with Nigeria.
The Nigeria-Morocco Business Week has officially come to a close, marking a significant step forward in the economic relationship between two of Africa's most influential economies. In Morocco, I am Musa Abubakar, NTA.
Now, civil society organizations in Nigeria's extractive sector have passed a vote of confidence on data being released periodically by the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NTA, in oil, gas and solid mineral sectors of the economy. This was at a review meeting in Abuja. In the past 20 years, NTA has published 13 cycles of reports in the oil, gas sectors, 11 cycles, and in solid mineral sector. Data from these reports is being used for planning purposes and has helped in revenue generation for the government. This is the reason this gathering has stakeholders deliberate on exposure to 2023 Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative standards and emerging issues. This is with the view to ensuring the information is beneficial to all Nigerians and for economic growth.
And accountability lead to tangible policy changes and reforms that impact the society.
This forum is designed to encourage innovative thinking and actionable steps.
Each and every one of us need to take interest in what happens to the resources around us.
And the federal government has initiated a process of redesigning the Nigerian Community Action for Resilient and Economic Stimulus, that is NGCARES program, to better address the needs of the most vulnerable and poor Nigerians. Nekaoko reports that this is in view of the proposed additional $500 million financing from the World Bank.
Ensure that every penny spent gets to the poorest, to the most vulnerable. We want to get to them at the communities. That's why this version of it is community driven.
We have been given a go-ahead to prepare this program, but as a condition of approval, the next one is even bigger.
So the essence here is to look at the DLIs, look at the operational processes. Even look at the DLI pricing to see what needs to be improved under NGCARES 2.0.
Now, graduates of Printing Professionals Association of Nigeria, GOPAN, says Nigeria loses more than 200 billion naira annually to importation of published and print materials. A situation stakeholders say drains foreign reserves, diminishes job creation opportunities, and undermines Nigeria's capacity to self-sufficient and self-reliant in print production. Hence, the need for government to make printing business in Nigeria more viable by making sure that sizable percentage of books for use in Nigeria's education sector are produced in-country, in addition to equipping the nation's tertiary institutions with modern machines to build capacity, in addition to government ensuring that only professionals run such business.
On developing local printing infrastructure and encouraging local sourcing for printing needs, Nigeria can reduce reliance on foreign printing services, saving foreign exchange, and creating domestic employment opportunities. Adherence to professional standards in leadership. All future leaders of CIPPA must hold relevant educational and professional qualifications.
Now, the federal government says it is set to disburse 75 billion naira to more than 75,000 small businesses across the country. This was disclosed by the National Association of Small-Scale Industrialists in Abuja as the federal government officially opened the portal for applications. This 75 billion is part of the 200 billion Presidential Intervention Fund scheme, support for MSMEs. Stakeholders here say beneficiaries can now access up to 1 million naira to be paid in 3 years at a percentage per annum. As NASI takes the responsibility of enlightening its members, they say no collateral, only a guarantor, CAC registration, the BVN, NIN, and a valid means of identification qualifies members. Now NASI vows to ensure only legitimate businesses benefit from such intervention.
The 75 billion MSME Intervention Fund is more than just a financial injection. It is a beacon of hope for countless MSMEs that have been struggling to access affordable credit. This initiative will undoubtedly catalyze economic growth, create jobs, and foster innovations.
But this particular scheme, because this intervention is a rescue scheme, the rescue scheme has 9% interest rate, 3 years duration, and no collateral requirements.
So we expect that this intervention program would reduce the cost of production, would provide a number of jobs for the masses, and would also improve the GDP growth of the country.
Well, in a moment, we will be taking a look at what the MSME sector actually needs to thrive to grow Nigeria's economy. But before then, let's take this break.
The presidency invites stakeholders, various artisans and traders associations to a special town hall and sensitization event on the presidential conditional grant and loan schemes for MSMEs in Nigeria. Special guest, Coordinating Minister of the Economy and Minister of Finance, Mr. Wale Edun, Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Abubakar Bagudu, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris Malagi, Minister of State, Industry, Trade and Investment, Mr. John Eno. Implementing Agency, Bank of Industry. Date, Tuesday, November 5, 2024. Venue, Arts and Culture Center, Area 10, Abuja. Time, 11 a.m. Prompt. Announcer, Temitola Adekunle Johnson, MFR, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation and MSMEs.
And now we look at the energy market. Oil prices extended gains on Friday, climbing more than $1 a barrel to peer weekly losses after reports Iran was preparing a retaliatory strike on Israel from Iraq. in the coming days. Brent crude futures were up $1.39 at $74.20 a barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose $1.44, that is 2.1% to $70.70. Israel intelligence suggests that Iran is preparing to attack Israel with a large number of drones and ballistic missiles from Iraqi territory in the coming days, possibly before the U.S. presidential election on November 5. Now gold prices edge higher ahead of U.S. payrolls data. Let's take a look at prices of other commodities in the international market. Now, on a more cheered news, transmission company of Nigeria has restored electricity supply in Damaturu and other parts of Yobe State after 10 days of blackout. Correspondent Mustafa Mohammed reports that the state capital came alight at about 8 o'clock to the excitement of residents who chanted to express their happiness over the development. The lack of power supply occasioned by activities of vandals had affected socio-economic activities in Yobe State, as water scarcity has experienced was just other businesses. Similarly, residents of Kaduna, which is amongst the 7 states affected by power outage, also jumped in joy as a transmission power company, following a directive from the president to security agents to provide adequate security for their personnel to repair vandalized parts succeeded. Correspondent Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports that already activities dependent on electricity are picking up. Now, in a significant advancement for Nigeria's information and communication technology sector, Google is investing 2.8 billion naira in artificial intelligence and robotics. Chidema Ndubisi reports that the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy describes the initiative as a transformative step to the nation's economic growth and development.
Intelligence and robotics, machines trained to think and act like humans with enhanced proficiency, are revolutionizing various sectors. In Nigeria, the use of AI tools and services is leading to improved health outcomes, educational advancements, flood predictions, and enhanced safety measures. Local businesses are also recording increased sales and profit. In fact, use of Google tools and services, including AI-powered applications, led to a $1.8 billion economic growth last year. To further these advancements, Google is investing 2.8 billion naira to enhance the skills of Nigerians in artificial intelligence, aiming to develop indigenous AI solutions. This initiative will train 20,000 Nigerians as part of ongoing 3 million technical talents program, with an additional 25,000 teachers set to benefit from the funding project.
We're also going to work directly with 125,000 young people, young learners as well, and train them in the AI fundamentals, providing 10 promising Nigerian AI startups with 100 million naira in funding, alongside 3.5 million in Google cloud credits, as well as some mentorship from Google's own engineers.
Expectation is that some of the startups that are being supported will be building tools that small businesses will benefit from. So the program in its entirety, 75% of it is directly for young people.
Data Science and National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics are implementers of the program, scheduled to be delivered within 1 to 2 years. Google's investment of this nature is seen as a will that will set in motion the estimated $15 billion artificial intelligence contribution to the nation's economy by 2030. In Abuja, Chimdima Ndubisi.
Now, European markets higher as oil and gas stocks lead gains. U.S. jobs report in focus. Let's now join Maria Zakari, who is standing by for an update. Maria, how is the markets looking like?
The markets are looking mixed this afternoon. We have European markets, which were higher today, starting November, on a positive footing, as traders considered the all-important U.S. jobs report. We are looking at the figures now. We have DAX, which appreciated by 0.62% at 19,193 points. We have FTSE up by 0.95% at 8,187 points. We have CAC, which also traded in green at 0.77% at 7,407. In Asia, Australia's third quarter producer price index climbed 3.9 year-on-year, sharply lower than 4.8% reading in the previous quarter, according to data from Australian Bureau of Statistics. We have the Nikkei, which went down 2.63% at 38,053. We have Shanghai Composite, which down by 0.24% at 3,272. We have Hang Seng Index, which opposed this at 0.93% at the points of 20,506. Looking at U.S. stock futures, which climbed to kick off November as Amazon lead big technology stocks into the green and traders look past a disappointing jobs report. The figures show Dow Jones Industrial Average, which was down by 0.90% at 45,763 points. We have S&P 500 down by 1.86% at 5,705 points. We have Nasdaq Composite also in red at 2.56% at 18,095 points. Moving to Africa, Africa traded in mixed. We have South Africa GSE top 40 in green at 0.07%. We have Tunisia Tune Index, which was down by 0.17%. And Namibia All-Share Index also down by 0.11% at 1,853 points. We have Ghana at 0.04% positive at 4,387. That's the global market update. I am Maria Aduzakari. It's now over to you, Benny.
Oh, thank you, Maria. It seems stocks for November are actually appreciated. Let's see how it goes through the months to the end of the year. At this point, let's now take a look at the currency market. Let's see how the Naira is exchanging with other currencies around the world.